Hey everyone, it's Shotzi for the Rough Cuts on Sunday. Today I'm going to talk about a movie that was really popular in my house when I was growing up. It's from 1979 and it's called Breaking Away. This is one of those movies where whenever it would come on, and in the mid 80s it would come on fairly recently on cable, where my siblings and I would just kind of gravitate around the television and watch it whenever it was on. It's a really good movie. It's starring Dennis Christopher, also a very young Dennis Quaid, Daniel Stern. It was his first movie actually, and Jackie Earle Haley. This is a really good movie about family, about friendship, and just going with your dreams, following your dreams, figuring out what they are first, and then just going for it. And so that's just kind of the theme through this movie. You go for it. You don't know how exactly things are going to turn out. You don't know how you're going to do it maybe, but just go for it. And then if you miss, at least you try. But making the effort is what's important. A lot of people who are familiar with this movie basically know it as one of the quintessential coming of age movies that's out there. It's about four teenage guys who just recently graduated from high school, and this is their last summer together trying to figure out what they're going to do with the rest of their lives. They're known as cutters because their fathers were all stone cutters who cut cornerstones of buildings. And they know that they're not fit to be cutters, but they're just trying to find their place in middle America. And so you have your main character, Dave Stoller, who's played by Dennis Christopher, and he does a really good job in this. His name isn't that well known, but he's been in a lot of things, mostly television, including Deadwood fairly recently. He was also in Freaky Links, Roswell, things along those lines. And in 1981, he was in Chariots of Fire, as well as the series Breaking Away that this movie had spawned. And he plays a young man who absolutely loves bicycling. This movie is a great cycling movie. A lot of people consider it to be one of the best cycling movies. And most specifically, he is obsessed with the Italian Cinzano team. He absolutely idolizes them. And he starts speaking Italian. He pretends that he is Italian when he goes and hangs around University of Indiana. Or is it Indiana University? I think it's University of Indiana. And that becomes kind of the running joke in the movie, his wanting to be Italian. But it also becomes kind of a wake-up call as to the harshness of reality. You also have Dennis Quaid, who's in this, who looks absolutely awesome, might I add. And he plays a former high school quarterback. He was a star of the school, and then now he just doesn't really have a place in life. And so he's trying to figure out what to do. They're all trying to figure out what to do, where to go, where to fit in. Because even in their own town, you have all of these students who are there, and so they don't fit in with the students, but they feel out of place in their town as well. And this is it's really well written. Steve Tesic, I think is how it's pronounced, a Yugoslavian born man who came to the US when he was 13. He wrote the script to this, and he moved to Indiana when I think he was 13. And he took part in the Little Indy 500, which is a bicycle race. And that is what inspired the climax of this movie, where you have the cutters versus all of the university students who are competing in this race. And it's a great, great movie. Some of the names may sound familiar, although you don't know why. Like Jackie Earle Haley, he's been in a lot of things. Like in the 80s, he was in Bad News Bears. Most recently, he's been playing Rorschach in The Watchmen. And Dennis Quaid, of course, many people know who Dennis Quaid is. Daniel Stern, this was his first movie, and he just plays a really lanky, kind of awkward, yet still endearing teenage guy. Barbara Barry plays the very, very loving mother. She actually got an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress in this movie. And she is so sweet. A lot of you might know her as Nana from the show Suddenly Susan, which starred Brooke Shields. And then also Paul Dooley plays the father in this movie. And he played the father in many television shows, also many movies, including 16 Candles. So his face might seem familiar to a lot of you because of that movie. But definitely check out this movie. Really well written. It won an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. And the casting's just great. There's a lot of chemistry with everyone. Really well acted, well written, well directed by Peter Yates. He did Bullet. And it's a great, great gem of a movie. So I hope you check it out. And I will see you all later. Bye.